Years before the nuclear catastrophe, a handful of wealthy men and women grew increasingly worried by the political unrest across their countries. Moral panic, witch hunts, and censorship spread like wildfire. This congregation, scientists, professors, artists, felt the need for a place where history and culture could be preserved, safe from those who would destroy it for its seditious content. They pooled their resources in the hopes of creating such a place, free from the volatile swing of political agenda. A vault was to be built. Within it would be enclosed the most comprehensive collection of books and holotapes in history. The project owed much to the efforts of one Professor Cartwright, who at one time worked for a certain Robert Edwin House at the Robco Company, and used his position to secure valuable contracts within Voltec. As the construction of this library began, the intellectuals gathered their private collections, hunted tirelessly for rare texts to complete them. Cartwright would oversee this process and act as the library's caretaker. When it was time, all would gather for shelter, seal the doors behind them. None of them could predict, however, that the bombs would fall so early, and when they did, Cartwright was alone in the library. The professor knew that his days were numbered. To ensure that the library would not die with him, he spent his time reprogramming his robots. The machines would ensure that the library would persevere until the world could once again take advantage of its wisdom. He would endow them with the ability to think, the ability to choose, the ability to learn. Partly because he feared the dangers that might threaten the library in years to come. Partly because as the years grew long, he needed someone, something to soothe his solitude. 200 years have passed, far enough time for something to go wrong. Today, the Courier awakens the library from its long sleep.
Oh, is there somebody out there? What? A radio broadcast? So, there's still people out there fitted with a Pip-Boy, huh? Yes, we are. You're coming from a vault, aren't you? Well, I don't see why we should have this conversation through an intercom. Please, come inside. I fear I must ask you to come in alone, though. We have a strict policy when it comes to our maximum number of guests.
Please move along. If you have any questions.
Okay, let's do this right. Greetings, I am James, Rapco Protectron Unit 13882, and personal assistant for Professor Cartwright. How may I help you? This is the library built by the Professor in the year 2072. It is one of the most extensive compilations of human knowledge in the world, provided other collections survived, of course. It serves several purposes, from educating the occasional visitor to helping the survivors, building an enlightened society, to remain a beacon of unaltered knowledge of a bygone era, and a safeguard. From historical revisionism, among others, the victor rewrites history. We need to ensure that the record of past events doesn't get scrapped because of fluctuating political contingencies. Of course, I'd be happy to answer. We received a fair share of guests in the past, but the last few years, not so much. It seems the Night Stalkers are roaming around, dissuading most travelers from exploring the area. I'd rather not, at least not for now. Yes, we'll have to address this problem eventually, but not yet. Not as long as the war outside is raging, at least. I'm all ears. Ask away. Back when titles were still relevant, he was a professor at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology and chief science officer of Rapco. His domain of expertise, as you surely guessed, artificial intelligence. Correct. I'm not surprised he still is alive today. When our master told us about him, he was described as quite the resourceful individual. Let's proceed. Well, you should ask Roland for any kind of misplaced books, I fear. He usually loiters around in the lounge on the second floor. Machines, you mean? Quite a number, I must say. But I imagine you're asking how many of us are gifted with a personality module. A handful. There's me, Helena in the clinic upstairs, Roland in the lounge, and there's also Arthur in the computer room. Good preparation, I guess. We have enough resources to sustain ourselves. We produce our own energy, recycle most. Our Mr. Handy units go outside and scavenge when needed. Each of us has a specific... Helena has the final word when it comes to our guests. Everything in between or about the library. besides reading. On the first level, you'll find the movie theater. The reading, not that much on this one, except our database, Arthur. On the second floor, there's a living quarters, the lounge where you'll... Don't hesitate to ask Roland for... Of course, you'll... Treat the facility with respect. Sorry, I know I just dumped that on you. I'm just supposed to give all our... Wait. Now that the rules and regulations... I heard that the outside world is violent. Seeing you carry these weapons around, You already killed someone, didn't you? That's what I think too. It's a sad event. No matter the... I will be expecting our next conversation. In the meantime, please make yourself...
Long ago, a young man with an extensive spiritual life, in exchange for his ability to speak, he learned. Of course, the moment he learned this secret truth, his voice was obsessed by this knowledge, frustrated by his inability to share it. He resigned himself to live the rest of his life in... Years went by, and solitude grew heavier on the man's shoulders. He felt his sanity escaping him, so he decided to carve a piece of wood with the face of people he once knew, people he remembered. He would converse with those. He died eventually, leaving his collection of masks behind. Some say that deep within their frame, a hermit once learned that by asking his questions to the mountains in the correct manner, the echo... He died because his body could not withstand his own spirit. A spirit. 5 friends, caught in a diluvial rain, sheltered under a tree, and pitched some money together. One of them faced the rain. He survived the ordeal, perhaps because he was the only one gone when the thunder... A testament, an heir, is sometimes all people need. A stone used to wet a flint, which was in turn used to carve tools. Even discovered. The birds have vanished. Now the last cloud We sit together until only the mountain.
One thing is for sure, we are leaving tomorrow. Our stay here has been utterly pointless, and Knight Roger hasn't been the most helpful auxiliary. It is rather safe to say that his main preoccupations were playing the pool table and stuffing himself with pre-war food.
Oh, terrific! Daddy's boy let another bum in the door. Well, welcome to Library Day Roland. Don't steal any of my shit, okay? Looks like you can't read anyways, so I probably don't have much to worry about. Huh? Oh, well. When did you Prim who now? Oh, we all look the same to you. Is that it, you racist mother? Well, we look more different than Asians, at least. Uh-oh. I didn't say that. Look, you just mind your own goddamn business and go back to inhaling all the oxygen and jerking off to whatever. Oh, right. That's me, all right. The go-to guy for the... Oh, I don't know. It's a goddamn... You know, believe it or not, I used to actually care about this place. Oh, yeah. It was my... So, when I see a bunch of reckless Neanderthals utilizing these books for the most distasteful, as well as wearing them out before any future generations can enjoy them, I decided it was best to put them away for... You know, this is a classy establishment. Not a homeless shelter for ugly radioactive, but so be it. This is what our... Here's the key to your special discount suite. I have no...
So, are you getting comfortable in the library? I was wondering... Some years ago, 2 people came here. The first one wore some kind of purple robes. The second had heavy... From what I could gather, they were on some kind of scouting mission. The robed one, Dexter, really did extensive research. Consulted a great deal of books, but never told me what he was looking for. As to whether they found something, I can't say. I would like you to see if you can find anything out. They left in such a hurry that I had no time to ask what they intended to do with their knowledge. They did not even tell me if they learned something. I don't know how to put this. We lost both keys to the... My siblings told me I was overacting when I suggested blowing up the doors to get inside. Besides, Roland has the final word when it comes to the living quarters. Roland should know which room those 2 were occupying. There might be something there. A note or a record. Good. Yes, he hasn't been answering for a century now. Maybe. All that we know is that one day we found him in this position, under a pile of books. Yeah. As for now, we theorize that he tripped and tried to catch something to stop his fall. A grave for robots outside? I'm sorry. The maintenance bot is able to, but only rarely, and only to conduct checks. Why not? Because of that protocol of ours, we must protect... What? Of course not. Personality modules were hard enough. It took months. Yes.
One thing is for sure. We are leaving tomorrow. Our stay here has been utterly pointless, and Knight Roger hasn't been the most helpful auxiliary. It is rather safe to say that his main preoccupations were playing the pool table and stuffing himself with pre-war food.
I wanted to ask, what is scratching? Gee, impressive. So it serves some function in a human courtship ritual. Yes, great. So tell me, what is life like? I'm sure it will. Historically, humans have always strived to...
Do you need a hand or something? A dump! That's a... Well, alright, buddy. I've been clearly outplayed. You go use your crude little lock-picking device. Just as if, my good man, we put a lovely woman named Piper in there. Oh, maid? Maid? Oh, well, she's one of our lovely guests that consumed almost all of the remaining food supply, which I can also... I'm shocked. Oh, well, she's one of our lovely guests, which I... In detail? Rather tall, one hand with 3 fingers, cool, snored louder, spilled blood all over. You know, I read how the typical adult human body contains... It doesn't really register until you see so much. It took 4.7 hours for... Luckily, Helena took that blood... Yeah, well, she was all messed up. Your organics take forever to kind of... Even then, you're never 100% again. Well... I'll give you humans this. I'm jealous of that whole disappointed look down and shake like rummaging. I wish I could do that. Only if you tell me what you intend. Ha! No shit. You use trash as... How about this? I propose a game. You give me a weapon repair kit, and I'll give you the first hint. Alright, let's be honest here. You humans, deep down, always know better, but you always choose to do the wrong thing. Oh yeah, I know all about it. Excellent! So yeah, that little hint. It's time to drop the kids off at the pool. It's time to go build a log cabin. It's time to go make a deposit at the porcelain bank. You get me? Yeah, exactly. What is... Why don't I? Because James has to learn how to let it go, buddy. You know. Yes? No. No. Huh? What was that? My hearing's getting a little... Uh-oh. Oh, I have plenty...
A writer of great renown had it all. Why? It's simple. There are 2 kinds of poisons. Those that... He was the kind of man who praised butterflies for being gorgeous. Yes.
Aldrich here. It's about time I found something relevant to... Roger, stop frightening me like that! What is it now? Wait. You smell like cigarettes. Did you actually smoke inside the library? Are you crazy? What do you think will happen to us if those monomaniacal contraptions notice one of us is smoking in a library? Well, I don't know either. And I don't want to know. So get your... a shower and get rid of that filthy smell before they catch you. If their maker gave them something as useless as a personality, I wouldn't be surprised if they're also equipped with some sort of sniffing module. And even if they aren't, you really stink. So chop chop, shower.